Hello and welcome to the NRTE video for Service View and Service Insights for Maximo IT. So we have this new application that is Service View in Maximo IT 9.0. This application is basically for service administrators or site reliability engineers, SREs, for maintaining the records of services and organizing all the services at one location so that customers can use them and request services for that particular service. So in this video, we'll be going over a brief overview of the new Service View application, and then we'll be using the Service View UI, and we'll see how these service administrators they create a new service, how to go through that entire process of creating the new service inside this application. And there is another part of this application that is service insights and service details. So service insights and service details is another section of this same application, which gives more information about a particular service. For example, what incidents are related to that service, what problems are related to that service. All these things are picked up from Maximo IT itself, from all the saved data that relates to a particular service. So administrator can go to all these different applications like incidents, problems, etc., and associate the data with a particular service, and then all that data related to that particular service shows inside the service insights page for a particular service. When we enter the UI, we'll be seeing how all these things works. So let's start with a brief overview for Service View. So Service View and Service Insights, it's a browser-based Maximo IT application for IT service management. So you can see this Service View as a one-stop application, and it lists the available services for an organization. The administrator can add as many services as they want, and that depends on the organization. They can have as many services and have customers request those services for their work and anything. So administrators can manage all these services through this application, and they can also they can obviously create a service, and they can edit those service records also as and when required, right? And then another part of this application is Service Insights. So Service Insights provides further details about a specific service and its related information. So everything we have these a few areas that are related to a particular service, like service components, incidents, problems, changes, and recent updates, changes related to this service. All these things are related to a particular service, and they all are enlisted inside Service Insights, right? And in another tab we also have this Service Details. It's just like Service Insights only, but it provides the whole a kind of a list thing that shows us these details like service support details, impacted population, service composition. All these things, these are entered while creating a new service. So we already do enter all this data when we are creating a new service, and service detail page is like a complete list of everything. You see everything at one page. Okay. So this was like a brief overview, and now let's see things in action. Let's go to this UI for Service View. So this is how the Service View application looks inside Maximo IT. So we can, let's see how the navigation works. I'll go back to the Start Center and see where this Service View application is given in Maximo IT. So we are on the Start Center page. Okay, and to open Service View application, you can just go to this menu, scroll down to the Services section. This is new for Maximo IT 9.0. When you expand this, you will see Service Views, Service View. Click on Service View, and then you will be taken to the service view page that we just saw. Okay, this is the landing page for service view. Okay, so as you can see, I have created a lot of services already for this service view. When you create services, each card, they are represented by these separate cards. Like for Outlook service, it's the card, and for Manage IQ Configure, this is the card. So administrator can create as many services as they want. Okay, so this is how you can, this is how they'll be looking like in cards form on the homepage, right? So let's first go and create a new service. So to create a new service, you need to click this button, create new service. So let's click on this, and then it opens this page which contains these 5 different pages that needs to be filled to create a new service. So as a note, only the information that in the first page is necessary. Rest all pages you can fill if as and when required. If you require, if you know the details and they are important, you can fill, but the details on the first page are necessary. I mean, they are mandatory fields and you cannot go forward without filling these. The first tab is very, very important. So let's start. We'll be creating a new service. So first is service name. So you can give any name to your service. So, but it should be 20 characters only, as you can see. So let's try and give a name, say proxy server installation install. Okay, and then description of your service, which should be under in 100 characters. So you can say anything, and proxy server. You enter a description within 100 character limit. Then you enter data in the owned by field. So who owns this services? When you click on this select value, it fetches data from owner and owner group application, and all the users that you have there are listed here. So now you can select one, same mails, and okay. So it comes here. Service provision, you can enter which type of services would this be, like it would be a third party or an in-house service or both. So you can depending on what the service is, you can select this one. You can add an attachment from here. If you say you have a PDF that you need, so you can just select, and you need to enter one appropriate file. Like for this, I'm entering service view like this. Okay, so next, once this is done, you can click on next and you'll be taken to the next. Okay, so I have already used this name, that is why it is not allowing me. It is thinking that I'm editing the service. So I'll see proxy server next. Okay, so your service name cannot be edited. From this we know that once a service is created, the name cannot be edited. Okay, other information you can edit. So in the service support details, you can add these two fields supported by. So you can add the support group, like supported by group and supported by user here. Let's say we have Jacoby here, and then support information, something about how this person supports this particular service, like details about that. You can enter here again, 100 character limit. Once done, click on next, then we'll reach the third one. So impacted population, you can enter data for like organizations, which organization would be impacted by the services, which site would be impacted. You can add sites from here, you can add organizations, you can add sites. So from here, like if you click on add, you can see you are presented with the list of sites, and then you can add it from here. You can add person groups from here similarly, like this. And once you have a few added here, you can also use these filter buttons and search buttons if you are looking for a particular uh, service or an organization, like eClena. If I enter So it shows me this. This is like a search functionality, quick search. So use the search or filter button to look for so the data entered here. And since we don't have any data, you cannot, this won't be used, but you can use the add button to add some data, right? And customers. Can add these four things. These comprises the impacted population part. So if you don't have this data, it's okay. You can click on next. But if you do have, you can enter more data here. Next, then we've reached the service composition page. So you can add the components here. Like for example, if I click on add component, and we have three types of components here: configuration item, asset, and related service. So if we click on configuration item, it asks for a configuration item. Click on this, and these are the listed CIs in the system right now. And if you want any CI, if you want to connect a CI to a particular service that you are creating, you can do it from here. Just click on one and it will be done, right? Similarly, you can select an asset like here, and it displays the list of assets that is currently saved in Maximo IT. And if you say you want to connect 7100, this one asset, to this service, you can select this. So when we were talking about service insights, the data that we are entering here in the service components, this is the one that is shown in service insights. We'll see how that appears later. So configuration item we are done with, asset, and you can even add a related service. So when you click on here, so this is the list that is already there on the service view application, right? So you can click if you feel that one service is related, this service is related to any other service inside the service view, you can select one here and then uh, do this thing, right? Of course, you need to enter this component description also, and because without it, your OK button won't be enabled. Once done, you can click on OK, and as you can see, my component is now appearing here. Similarly, we can like try and choose an asset here. Like if I choose this one, OK. Okay. So our asset is also here. Similarly, CI, if I try to enter a CI also here, I select this one. Okay. Test CI. Okay. So see, we have we have a related service, we have an asset, we have an configuration item. For a related service, we don't have any asset or CI, so it's unspecified. Whatever ID number is there, that is specified, and other things are unspecified, right? You can delete if you want to delete any of these. You can see when you hover over this one record, you see this delete button. Click on it, and it's gone. Okay. So at this point or any point in your previous pages, if you feel you are done, or you want to halt the process and continue later, you can also save it as draft. So if you click on this, the information you have filled so far would be saved as draft, and you can come back and edit the service later and go to your other tabs and complete them later. So you can use this save as draft button to save your progress so far and come back later to edit more. Okay. Otherwise, you can click on next to reach the last tab, that is the review and submit. So this is nothing but a complete one-stop overview of all your details that you have entered so far. So like first we filled the service information in the first tab, and then the second one, service support details, it's showing here. So it's like a quick overview. You can just have a quick look before submitting this record, and once you are done, you can submit this record and it will be saved in the service view application. So once you verified all the data, click on submit, and you can see your new service has been successfully submitted, and it's right here, proxy server. Okay. So now if you want to search for a particular, if you have so many services here created and you want to search for them, you can just simply click on this search and you can search. For example, I want to search for disk storage. I hit enter and it brings up the appropriate results. So it's bringing anything, like it's searching it either on a random basis, the keyword search. But if you want to search for a particular thing, like you can right now it was unspecified, but you can search for a service name, description, owned by, service provision, or status. So if I click on status and I say active, I just want to see the active ones. It shows me all the active status ones, right? If I want to see completed, oh sorry, if I want to see other ones, I mean whichever statuses are there, right now I have all the ones that are in active state, but whatever you do have, you can see. So if I have owned by, say, Stanley, I want to see all the services that are owned by Stanley. I enter Stanley and it gives me, so see, owned by Stanley. So this is like a quick search functionality for your services, right? And you can also define the order. You can sort them on the basis of alphabets and numbers. Okay. Also, you get two views for your services. For this service view application, this is the grid view because you can see all these cards, and you can have a list view also like this. So this is a list view, and now you can see all your services in the form of a list, where you can also use the search functionality or the filter function to search for a particular service. And if you want to switch back to grid view, just click on this one and you're back to the grid view, right? So this was the service view application. Let's quickly look at what was the service insights. So if we go to this Windows installation record, I have all the associated assets and CIs and problems, etc. configured for this one. So let's see the service insights page. So this is how it looks. For Windows installation for this particular service, the service name appears here, and this is how the service insights page looks like. So in the first table, you can see the service components. So these are the ones that we added there. Like this is the related service. This is the asset. This is the CI number. This is the change number. This is the asset number, and this is the CI. So this is how you can see, like for example, for this particular service, we have like these four incidents actually. So one is of like high. This is high is the like the priority for this incident, and for the lower priority, these are three incidents. Total count three. When you click on, you hover over the bar, it shows unresolved incidents. The priority is lower, total count is three, and the group is lower. These are grouped on the basis of their priority. Another one is problems. So all the related problems are showing into this. Like if you click on this number, these are the problem numbers. These are the problem IDs and the various details for the particular problem records related to this service. Okay, click on OK. And this is the changes part. Just like problems, you can see what changes are related to a particular service. So if I click on this, this is the change ID. These two changes are related to this particular Windows installation service. Okay, click on OK. And then lastly, it's the recent updates. So recent updates, it just shows that what are the recent updates on the incident and the problem IDs. So like for example, we have these four, as we saw here, these are four, right? So these four, the data for these four are here. So like as you can see, description, severity, date and time, latest activity, and comments, all these details related to this recent updates is showing here. So the user or the administrator, they get like a, a good insight for a particular service, hence the name service insight, right? And another part was service detail, as we talked about. So service detail, if we go here, this is like a list for all the application, for all the service data that we entered while creating a new service. So you remember, it's the service information, all the things inside that. service support details, all the things inside that, impacted population, where you can enter your organization sites, customers, etc. Sites, person group, customers, all the data, it appears here. And if there's no data, it shows like this. Lastly, the service composition. So I, for this particular service, I added these 4 5 components. So they're appearing here. Okay. So this is like a brief overview of these service details and the how these this particular service is related to other things like incidents, problems, changes, recent updates. You can check here. So depending on this data, like administrator can take an action on this service, or whether they want to make it live or not, or like anything. So this data helps the administrator to see how they want to deploy a particular service in their organization. If you want to go back to the home page, click on services, and you are back to the home page. So this was all about your services. So now you know. So now you know the how the new service view works. We saw how we can create a new service and how do we go about looking at the service details and service insights, how to view these service details and get the service insights through these different tabs we saw right now in the UI. And you now know also how to create a new service as an administrator. So just keep on filling the details. For the details for the first page is necessary, mandatory, and later on you can fill as you go and as required. So this was all about the new service view application. Thank you.